Now, MVP is a very, very important concept. MVP stands for minimum viable product. Now, what is this concept? Before developing the actual product, first, as a product manager, you need to develop the MVP. MVP stands for minimum viable product, means minimum set of the features you need to include in the product, which will serve the basic need of a customer. Means in a product, suppose there are 100 features you have designed to include it, but out of these 100 features, suppose 80 features are mandatory, which will serve the basic purpose of a customer. So in your MVP, these 80% features will come up. The moment you launch the product with these 80% features, still it is valuable to the end customer. That portion of a product is called as minimum viable product. In terms of, you can say technical, you can say wordings, I can say your MVP will fulfill this zone, that is innovator and early adopter. Because once you launch the product, this early adopter is very, very important customer for you. And if you are, you can say, focusing on this early adopter, you have to capture as much customers as possible, because they are the one who actually try the newest things. If these newest things are not a part of your MVP, then this minimum viable product will not satisfy this, you can say, early adopter. And if they are failed, then they will, based upon their feedback, these customers will start coming into the action and they will not be able to try your product. So MVP has been designed so that it will cater to the needs of a early adopter customer and it will serve their basic purpose as well. So how you can understand this MVP concept? Suppose in your product there is no MVP. Suppose how you can develop the product? First, based upon your idea, you design the product, you implement the product, and you develop the product and launch the product. But in order to understand these answers, whether the customer like your product, whether it has satisfied all the needs and you can say expectations, and every customer is willing to purchase the product, or it is economical, viable or not, these questions you cannot answer unless you completely launch the product and observe for a limited amount of time. You will not never get any of these answers. But in order to get the answers early of these questions, then you have to design the first MVP and launch it, and then immediately you will get the answer. But why MVP is required? So that if there is some mistake, you can correct at the early stages. It will save huge amount of cost, it will save huge amount of effort, and it will automatically improve the quality of your product. That's why MVP is extremely useful. Let me explain with the help of simple example. Suppose you are hungry and you want something to eat in the breakfast. Okay, so what is the, you can say the mindset of an early adopter? Early adopter wants to, you can say, satisfy the basic expectation, because a customer is currently, you can say, feeling hungry. Okay, so they want to pick up anything which is ready to eat on the go. They don't want to sit into the restaurant spending some time and then eat something. They can pick up any food item, and they can directly move on. For that purpose, suppose customer wants to eat, suppose donut, which is as per their expectations, should be sweet, it should be affordable, and they can consume in a shortest amount of time. That is your, you can say, MVP, because it is satisfy the basic need of a customer. What was the basic need? It should be sweet, it should be affordable, it should be ready to eat, and it should be, you can say, easily carry on, and you can eat on the go as well. That was the basic expectation of a customer. That is your MVP. Now, if this MVP is successful, now you can design the final product also. On top of that, what new features you can add? You can add the caramel, you can add, you can say, some flavored, you can say, creams, so that it will look attractive, and it will target additional customers also who have their different mindset, and they tried to add some different flavors. That will create your finished product. So this is your MVP, this is your final product. That's how the MVP come into the picture. Now there are 13 characteristics of the MVP. If you take up approach about the Kano model, you have 3 different variants: basic expectation, satisfy, and the delighters. So if you see that this MVP lies in the basic expectation, because these customers want to fulfill their basic need. So if you want to get the maximum value through the satisfied mode, you can add more features, it becomes the best product. That is called a satisfied. But if you want to target upper customer who will be delighted and spread 10x word of mouth, they will become delighted. So whenever you are making any product, you need to think from the perspective of a basic expectations to be met. That is your MVP, then your full product. And if you want to upgrade something so that it can create delight and spread good word of mouth, that will be captured in the delighter. So you can say the best model of the iPhone is coming under the delighter stage because it will give them maximum value of the money, and they are always satisfied because there is no problem in observed in terms of the, you can say, durability, quality, and you can say value for money. That's why they are always coming under delighters, because they get the best design smartphone under that. These are the few characteristics of the MVP. Coming to the usefulness, why it is important? As I mentioned earlier, it will save your time, it will save your, you can say, cost, and it will automatically push the product to have a better go-to-market strategy, and you can easily launch early to the market. And when is the best time to you can use it? As early as possible in the design phase. There are two examples I would like to showcase here is how the big companies have designed their MVP. The first example is the Zappos. All of you are familiar with. This is the online clothing and the you can say shoe shop, which is based upon the Las Vegas. Now, when they have started coming into come up their products to sell in the market, what they did, they created the website. This is the initial version of the website that is called as your MVP. What they did, they basically click the photographs from the nearby shops and upload on this particular website. And once the customer get the order, they will go into the market and purchase it, the same product, and then deliver the product. And now if you see this, open this website, this is now their, you can say, current look. So initial version was to just getting the orders, that is your MVP. And now based upon the feedback, now they have developed this website. Same is applicable for Airbnb example also, which is the online largest hospitality industry, which is providing for the short-term lease and rent agreement for the, you can say, customers. This was their MVP, and based upon the feedback, they have, you can say, made the final version. So whatever the basic need is here, start with that. Slowly, you can increase the features. That will become your final product. But make sure all the mandatory features should be considered in your MVP part. If this is not there, then your product is completely useless. Nobody will appreciate it.